Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. My name is Disha and I am the Senior Partner Marketing Manager at Red Hat. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box in your BlueJeans control panel. I'll bring them up during the presentation and we will also have time for questions at the end. Today we are presenting Capture the Open Hybrid Cloud Opportunity with Red Hat, hosted and presented by Michael Geisler, Director, APAC ISV, Red Hat. Michael has over 25 years of broad industry and international business leadership experience, spanning startups to global vendors. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Michael.
Thanks, Disha. Thanks, everyone, for joining our session today. I'd also like to thank our presenters today, Lars Herman and Nikki Kennedy. Today, we're going to discuss Open Hybrid Cloud and how you can partner with Red Hat to address this major business opportunity. I'm also very pleased that we have Nikki from Fujitsu joining us today to discuss how they've worked with Red Hat to certify their enterprise Postgres database and the business opportunities they see. To kick things off, we have Lars Herman to talk about the Open Hybrid Cloud opportunity. Lars is the Vice President of Partner Ecosystems at Red Hat, and he's been at Red Hat for over 18 years. At Red Hat, he has led field and product teams on Linux, virtualization, and hybrid cloud. So, thanks, Lars.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Lars Herman. I'm Vice President for Partner Ecosystem in Red Hat's product and technology organization. And I'm here today to share with you how we see the opportunity around the Open Hybrid Cloud with Red Hat, how we can partner together, and what that might do for your business. With that said, it all starts with hybrid cloud. Hybrid is the new reality. Customers are intent on choosing where, in which cloud environment to develop, run, and manage their applications. This is no longer just a question about public cloud or private cloud. It has become a matter of taking advantage of the best of breed any cloud environment offers, be that any public cloud, a regional cloud in a given country, or an industry-focused service offering, servicing industry use cases, or the enterprise data center within an enterprise organization. An organization is best able to take advantage of innovation and potential in technology by being able to tap into all these capabilities while at the same time maintaining consistency for the environment, portability for applications, and the opportunity to manage cost. Every enterprise is under pressure to more rapidly innovate in the form of digital solutions and drive value to their customers. A lot of that digital value is delivered by software and by technology solutions that increasingly are developed in cloud-native architectures. So hybrid cloud really is the best way for an enterprise organization, or for any organization for that matter, to deliver digital solutions and services to customers. At Red Hat, we have been helping customers with hybrid cloud for almost a decade now. And prior to that, we helped organizations for over 20 years now with building highly innovative technology solutions around open source technologies in the data center around Linux. If we look at the challenges our customers have today, we see these three patterns that you see on this slide. There is the desire to build out infrastructure offerings, both for within the organization to lines of businesses and application development teams, but also make them available to partners and suppliers to jointly collaborate on these digital solutions. Hybrid cloud infrastructure therefore really becomes a intent and strategic approach to building out infrastructure services and offerings that take advantage of any cloud without sacrificing and compromising enterprise attributes such as consistency, security, compliance. A second major theme is around application development in a cloud-native technology architecture and a DevOps process. So Red Hat has helped organizations for many years with cloud-native development and with technology offerings that we create in an open source development model that are all designed to foster developer productivity, facilitate collaboration between teams, and allow developer teams and line of businesses to solve technical and business problems very fast. And of course, the more technology dominates the creation and the delivery of value to customers, the more it is important to drive management and operations at scale, while at the same time in a highly agile fashion. So automation has become a pattern. Automating everything has become the way to manage complex infrastructures, applications, and also the interactions of the humans, both customers and users, as well as associates within the organization delivering these services. Further, because hybrid cloud has established itself so well, the Red Hat platforms create significant business opportunity, not only for Red Hat and our continued growth, but also for the ecosystem around Red Hat. The three major platforms driving Red Hat's vision of the open hybrid cloud is OpenShift as a Kubernetes application platform for containerized and also virtual machine-based workloads, where you see significant potential for organizations to introduce agility, actually drive cost savings compared to alternative approaches for driving these cloud-native applications, as well as the opportunity to take advantage of different cloud offerings. Red Hat Enterprise Linux, a very mature product in a very mature product category, massive economy around Red Hat Enterprise Linux. You see at the bottom the sources to these numbers that really create opportunity for Red Hat partners delivering hardware, software, services, specialized solutions for industry, etc. And Ansible has emerged as a third platform to enable the automation of everything in a flexible approach that at the same time can scale and can be driven with a high degree of ROI initiatives. So this is one example of business opportunity that you can look and aim for by joining Red Hat's partner ecosystem and working with us on serving our customers better. Red Hat has been pursuing the open hybrid cloud for some time. I talked about this. And over the years, we have built out a product portfolio that we believe forms the core, the foundation of a hybrid cloud environment for an enterprise organization. At its core are the compute platforms. I mentioned Red Hat OpenShift really has evolved to become the leading platform for the open hybrid cloud because it combines the value that it inherits from Red Hat Enterprise Linux as running almost everywhere and anywhere and delivering a very robust, secure, stable foundation, and combine that with containers and Kubernetes, which deliver a highly flexible distributed system that can scale applications that can be used to bring together the development and the operations of applications in the same environment and is equally available on every major cloud as well as on-premise. In addition to these compute platforms, which now you can run on all these infrastructure footprints that you see at the bottom of the slide, be that in the data center, in virtualization or private cloud environments, be this on the hyperscaler public cloud partners of Red Hat, such as AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, IBM Cloud, or other public cloud offerings in the region, and increasingly also the edge, which is all about bringing computing closer to where the users are, closer to where the business product problem is, in order to provide faster responses, better service, and be better able to manage and process data. In addition to these compute platforms, Red Hat offers additional platforms to simplify application development, such as Red Hat's middleware portfolio that you see at the top of the slide, as well as management platforms and products, such as Ansible on the left side. With that said, this portfolio of products is designed to be the foundation, is designed to work together, but in itself, it's almost never the solution to a business problem. What really brings the solution to life is actually partner solutions that lay on top of the platform. To us, for the hybrid cloud, it is very important that we don't see this just as software products running on a given infrastructure footprint, but also to enable the agility and the self-service in a cloud consumption model. So as you see on this slide, we deliver OpenShift as a software product that can run on any of these footprints with support by Red Hat and in partnership with the provider of that infrastructure, cloud providers, hardware, virtualization vendors. But OpenShift is also available as a managed cloud service, which either Red Hat manages with the cloud provider where it runs, such as Amazon Red Hat OpenShift that we just announced a couple of days ago, or Azure Red Hat OpenShift, which has been in the market for some time, as well as Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud. In this case, Red Hat and the cloud provider jointly operate the cluster for the customer. So all the customer has to do, or you can do, is sign up and basically provision a cluster and have it up and running in an on-demand model very, very quickly. And then there's Red Hat OpenShift dedicated, where Red Hat runs the clusters on various clouds on top of this. So our intent here is to enable a broad range of choices. And of course, there are more choices with other Red Hat partners that are not on this slide, so there's more potential. The intent is OpenShift can run anywhere, and it is consumable either as a software platform that the customer manages and controls, or it is available as a managed service that is the most convenient option. Now, we are here to talk about partnering with Red Hat. I talked about the opportunity. Now, how can you partner with Red Hat? We are in the middle of a transition from a more traditional approach to partnering that was built around partner types, which were very much built around the question of who are you, what is your business, in traditional categories such as hardware companies, software companies, resellers, etc. We believe that this model is no longer adequate for the world we live in, because business models evolve and change. Many of these models conflate. So we believe we want to present partnering opportunities in a different way that is more about the what do you want to do with us, or what can you do with us, as opposed to who you are. So you see, we introduced a new version of our partner program about a year ago, in which we position the opportunities around, do you want to build with Red Hat, building software products, building solutions, building cloud services, or do you want to engage and participate in selling Red Hat products, typically as a component of a larger solution to a business problem, or are you in the business of delivering services around expertise, around specific industry knowledge, around specific technology areas of concern? There are offerings for partners in each of these categories, and we provide, therefore, a broad range of activities that are available for you to explore, and you can pick and choose the activities that best serve your business and your customer, and we are here to partner with you. Now, that said, we believe at this point in the evolution of hybrid cloud and also the adoption of containers in the enterprise, software vendors are the tip of the spear in building out that ecosystem, because they provide the workloads that the rest of the ecosystem can then add to, expand, or deliver to customers in the form of solutions. So software vendors to us are really the first and foremost mindshare category when it comes to building out the ecosystem. And that allows us to deliver more workload. It, of course, creates opportunities for software vendors to serve customers that are already using Red Hat platforms in their environment. But it also allows software vendors to reach into addressable market that might otherwise not easily available to them, such as into different cloud environments, into different geographies, into different industries. So we are really building around a shared mutual interest with software partners in driving customer success with our platforms and your application. Now, the core principle for how we organize the partnerships with software companies is around customer interoperability, customer confidence. Customers want products that work well together, are known to work well together. They, of course, want built-in security in which the application and the platform follow common requirements and best practices for maintaining security of the software stack and the production environment. And of course, when things don't work, they expect us to work together. They expect us to collaborate on supporting them in case of an incident or an outage. And of course, they expect all of this over time. So these value elements is what we baked into our certification offerings for software products. Each software product from Red Hat is driven by an open source upstream project. As you see here, Red Hat Enterprise Linux is largely around Linux. OpenShift is around Linux, containers, and Kubernetes. And OpenStack and Ansible, their respective upstream projects that happen to carry the same name. For each of these Red Hat platform products, we offer software certifications that prescribe the requirements for an application or another software product that complements and adds value to the platform itself to adhere to in order to deliver the value proposition around interoperability, security, support, and lifecycle alignment. Now, over the last couple of years, we have been very focused on building out the software ecosystem around OpenShift using a technology framework that we introduced 2 years ago with OpenShift 4 that enables a application or a piece of software to actually be consumed like a cloud service on the OpenShift platform. The technology is called the operators. The operator framework encompasses a way to combine your application code and the delivery in container images with code that Kubernetes can execute in response to certain events. That allows automated provisioning, automated upgrading, automated scaling up and down, but also allows to extract logging and metering data from the application and the platform to better support customers. So as you see on this slide, a few examples of the ecosystem of partners that are already available. Initially, we focused very much on facilitating and enabling application development as a use case. So we partnered with many of the cloud-native application companies that have technologies that are very popular with developers. But as you see, we're really at the inflection point now where we go from this initial enablement of application building blocks into more of industry-oriented or specific use case-oriented solutions, such as artificial intelligence and machine learning. So a lot more to come. Now, recently, last year, at the end of 2020, we introduced a new offering for both our partners and our customers to provide a path in which you can digitally engage your customer, where customers can try the product, where they can actually buy the product if they choose so, and do this in a coherent, consistent manner. Where to the customer, it is transparent as to which products meet the certification standard, as well as they have an integrated experience that takes advantage of automated provisioning. Red Hat partnered with IBM to deliver the Red Hat Marketplace. So I want to talk a little bit about what the Marketplace is. It aims to deliver the enterprise customer value that Red Hat and its ecosystem focus on, which starts with choice. It is about offering choice to teams within an enterprise to easily consume software products from a broad range of vendors that they use to either build applications or manage applications or solve business problems. It further is all about confidence. The marketplace as a commercial place where certified solutions can be found is all about delivering these enterprise attributes that I talked about earlier. So every product in the marketplace is known to work on OpenShift. It is supported by the respective vendors and by Red Hat, and therefore developer teams can be confident using these products as opposed to maybe alternatives, paths of obtaining software that doesn't have these assurances built in. And of course, it is also very much about control. It is about enabling the enterprise organization to be in control over which products are used, with how much money is spent in which part of the organization, with which vendor, and also be on top of the life cycle of these software components, for example, when it comes to security maintenance. So all this we baked into an online experience. You can have a look at yourself. Marketplace.redhat.com is the website of the publicly available marketplace. And you can check out the inventory of products. Everything in the marketplace can be used on any cloud environment on which OpenShift is available. So the marketplace ties into OpenShift. In fact, the inventory of the marketplace, every product that is listed there, is directly also visible within the OpenShift user experience, within the OpenShift console. And so directly out of an OpenShift cluster, a development team could hop into the marketplace and try or buy your product if you had it there. As I said, all products are certified for OpenShift using certified operators, are continuously supported by the vendor, Red Hat, and IBM, who offers a initial kind of level 0 routing support service. And it has capabilities for the enterprise to look at the aggregate of deployments, of purchases, of trials going on across the organization. In September 2020, we also introduced a private option for this marketplace where an enterprise organization can customize the marketplace with their own business rules around budgeting, around purchase approvals, around spend management, and also customize the inventory. So they can control which software products are available within the organization to which part of the organization. that's a very exciting offering, and we're working with a large number of customers to bring this into their environment and complement their DevOps practices with that digital option for real-time purchase trial without losing control. And again, on any cloud. So with that said, partnering with Red Hat comes with a lot of opportunity. Now, as a software company, very much you are likely working with us on making your software product work with Red Hat software product so we can jointly go and grow our respective businesses. We are here to help you with resources provided by Red Hat's partner program, Red Hat Partner Connect, but also the teams on the ground to help you with the technical enablement, help you with co-marketing and co-selling, and ultimately jointly serving our customers. Our intent is for all our partners to help them modernizing their own IT stack or the stack of their customers. We're here to grow our business and expand our abilities. And together, we will be more successful than alone. With that, thank you for joining us today. And I hope we see you again. And until then, best of luck. Thank you very much.
Red Hat and Fujitsu have collaborated as business partners for many years across a variety of different products and services. However, today we're going to talk specifically about Fujitsu's enterprise Postgres database. Nikki Kennedy is the Senior Director for Data Management in Fujitsu's Software Business Unit and has joined us today to discuss this solution that has recently been certified on Red Hat OpenShift. Nikki has over 30 years experience in IT working for Bull, Microsoft, IBM, BlackBerry, and now the Fujitsu Software Business Unit reporting into Japan. Her passion is how technology can be used to innovate to do things differently, be it business, consumer, or citizen services. Much of her career has been working with startups and large ISVs, helping them build the solution stack and go to market. Nikki, can you share your screen? Yes, we can see it now.
Okay, nobody.
Thanks, Nikki.
Hello, thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you to the Red Hat team. As Michael said, my name's Nikki Kennedy, and I have some other colleagues on the line here from our Fujitsu Software Business Unit. The Fujitsu Software Business Unit has been working with both IBM and Red Hat for some time now. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what we've done with our enterprise Postgres and how we've delivered that through, how we've innovated using our expertise and the Red Hat Marketplace capability. So we're a global team. We're a Center of Excellence for Postgres for Fujitsu. Fujitsu Software Business Unit has 19 years active participation and development with Postgres. So this is not, I think, something we just suddenly decided to do. So our solution is very robust. It's built with the enterprise in mind and has inbuilt features for security, resiliency, and performance. So when people buy the software, they get one part number as an annual subscription. Now we've combined our deep experience with data and automation technology to deliver Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres as the first multi-arc operator container. This means from x86 to IBM Z.
I'm sorry, Nikki. You have lost your screen with the presentation.
Yep, we can see it now. Thanks, Nikki.
Can you still see it?
Yes, yep, all good.
So our security, as I mentioned before, is built from the ground up. There's features for security, such as transparent data encryption, data masking, data code audit logging. We have performance features that enable organizations and ISVs to optimize mixed workloads. We have high-speed data loader and a specific backup capability. In the resilience area, our software is built for mission-critical data. So these are the design principles behind our software. So the combination of enterprise Postgres, Linux, and Red Hat makes this a good platform for enterprises looking to containerize or modernize. We have created an operator container, as I mentioned before. It's a multi-architecture operator container. It's currently a level 3. There'll be a level 5 coming in the next few months. This enables organizations to explain how making a technology change can actually be explained to their line of business developers, their line of business application owners. So the operator container allows organizations to very quickly plug this in and leverage in their normal DevOps practices. This means that they have a consistent data story from on-premise, private cloud, public cloud, third-party cloud. It also means that they have a consistent data strategy, one container operator for multi-platform. It also means that they can explain to security how data security is managed and inbuilt into the container. So Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres plus our operator container provides a key capability for modernization projects. It allows organizations to automate and deploy anywhere. So it's easy to deploy and update the Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres database. Very easy use of our unique key features such as data masking, transparent data encryption, and in-memory columnar indexing for mixed workload processing. The solution assurance with the quality development from Fujitsu and technical collaboration with IBM and Red Hat means we have an enhanced OpenShift Operator Lifecycle Manager certified by Red Hat for OpenShift. The multi-arc container operator supports, as I said, both x86 and IBM Z platforms, and we're also especially optimized for IBM Linux One. Working with the subject matter experts, we're the first organisation that's done a third-party multi-architecture container of this type. So working with the Fujitsu engineers, the IBM engineers, and the Red Hat subject matter experts, we were able to bring this to market in record time. I think our first deployment was about 6 weeks from beginning to end. The Red Hat Marketplace actually allows us to reach organisations that may not know about Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres. It allows us to provide a digital platform by which to provide information, learning, coaching, mentoring as well. We have an operator container video on our microsite, and the link on this slide will take you there, and you can actually, it's about 6 minutes long, but it's a really compelling little video. It shows how developers can very easily use those inbuilt features. As mentioned, Red Hat Marketplace and also in the Red Hat catalog. So with Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres with Red Hat is even faster, more secure, more reliable, and now it's the most portable for true hybrid cloud. All I have. I'm happy to take questions.
Thanks, Nikki. I've got a few questions. We'll probably open it up to the attendees shortly, but you know, I think one of the key takeaways there is the word enterprise, that you really differentiate from just the standard sort of open source Postgres solution that's available. I think some of the key areas that you mentioned were around deployment, security, and high availability that don't come with just the standard open source Postgres solution. So I'd be interested in if you wanted to dig into some of those areas a little more around deployment and security.
So actually, what's important about this is if there is an ISV application that's already running on Postgres, for example, they can very straightforwardly explain how they would run on Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres and how the developers then can use the operator to mask data, for example, encrypt data, configure the system, and so forth. So that means that it means for ISVs that may be on Postgres and using Red Hat, it means that they can build one multi-arc container, have different options for different categories of customers, and deploy multi-platform. for organizations that are having a real mixed bag in terms of regulated markets, public cloud, third-party cloud, private cloud, they can have a consistent story that's explainable to regulators on how they secure the data, how they manage the resiliency around the data, and how they can bring things back on premise when required, and how they manage the governance of the data.
Right. And one of the other key areas, I think, was high availability, which is again something that's not standard out of the box with upstream Postgres.
That's right. So Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres has some very specific, unique features. In fact, one of our most recent customers, which is a large organization in Europe, they chose Linux One, Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres, and Red Hat because they wanted to containerize and modernize. They also have their data is pretty well mission critical. They also have some very specific and significant requirements around availability and availability of data. So with Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres, there's several different options for organizations to be able to refine their strategies and manage automate their backup strategies. And also together, because we've been working with IBM and Red Hat, there's a level of knowledge on some of the third-party, for example, some IBM storage that you might want to put in and so forth. So we have the fact that we work with IBM and Red Hat means that we have that know-how.
Fantastic. And as you mentioned in the presentation as well, you've done the certification on OpenShift and developed the operator. And hopefully we'll have Red Hat Marketplace in APAC soon.
That's right. We're excited. We're looking forward to it.
Yep.
We know, the fact that Fujitsu has an enterprise Postgres that's so mature and so robust has almost been a secret outside of Japan and outside of Fujitsu group companies. So it's a really great way to bring the best of our engineering capability onto the platform and reach a much broader market and provide access and discoverability. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And that certification and the operator and so forth, what do you see as the benefits to your end customers around that?
Well, it gives them solution assurance. It gives them discoverability,
Yep.
but it also gives them solution assurance. It also gives them the opportunity to easily upgrade environments, spin up environments, and bring it into their developer. Organizations spend a lot of money on automation and automating data infrastructure. A lot of organizations are looking at pulling out expensive legacy infrastructure costs, looking to leverage what they've already got, looking to modernize it. They need to be able to explain to line of business what this means to your developer practices. How are you going to do this? So Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres with the OpenShift container with our operator actually is fully automated into a developer pipeline.
Fantastic. I might hand it over to Disha to moderate Q&A if we've got any questions coming in at this stage. Whether that's questions for Nikki for Enterprise Postgres or myself for anything Red Hat.
If any of the attendees have any questions, they can put it in the Q&A box, and Nikki and Michael will be happy to take the questions.
Nikki, while we're waiting for some more questions, what are the types of customers that you're targeting with your solution or verticals?
Yeah, as I mentioned, obviously Postgres is a very fast-growing database segment. Fujitsu has been doing this for a very long time. We have a heritage in tier one large global multinationals, banking, auto, retail, healthcare. Well, the segments where we see organizations really leveraging this is around some of the organizations that are looking to adopt open source technologies and emerging technologies yet they still have to have that level of rigor and governance around the practices that they're using. So we see financial services, regtechs and fintechs as ISVs within that category. We see government applications. We see organisations looking to use open source technology and spatial, for example. We have customers up in the ASEAN region that are leveraging Fujitsu Enterprise Postgres and spatial data to do their COVID tracking applications and so forth. So having open standards-based open source software means that organisations can actually look at adopting other emerging technologies. Banking and finance are looking at adopting technologies at a rapid rate, such as chatbot technology and so forth. So this will continue.
Fantastic.
No questions?
Doesn't look like we've got any. Sounds like you've done a fantastic job of explaining everything, Nikki. We don't have any questions at this stage.
Great, thank you for the opportunity on behalf of the Fujitsu team. We really appreciate the opportunity and look forward to kicking some goals together.
Fantastic, thanks, Nikki. Disha, maybe we'll wrap this up now if there's no more questions.
So if anybody has any questions after this webinar, they can write back to us and we will share that with Michael and Nikki to get you the answers. So great. Thank you so much, Nikki. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, everyone, for joining. We appreciate you being here. And we'll be sharing the recording of this session after this call. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks, Disha. Thanks, Nikki.